Hello guys, welcome back. So in our previous video, we were able to get all the details from our comments table. We're able to get all the details from our comments table in our database into our backend. So now in this video, I told you we'll work on the switcher here. We are going to be getting the switcher from our backend team here, this particular switcher. So now to replace this switcher with this index edit and delete, we'll have to copy the code. Now to get the code, we're going to inspect this. So we'll be making use of this particular one here. So we'll look for the div. Okay, this is the line of code here. This is the entire div here. So we'll copy the div. We edit as HTML. Copy the complete div. See, when you copy it, you go to your VS Code. Inside your all comment section, and see your edit and delete button here. You just copy them, delete, and paste it here. Okay, so now what we want to do is, after pasting it, we want to remove this check class. Let's save all. Let's check it out. We refresh the page. Oh, and also we don't need these notes here. We save all, load again. You can see the switcher is visible, but I want it to be a little bit bigger. It looks too small. Now let's do that. Make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to add a class inside your input field. Inside your input tag, we are going to add large checkbox. After adding this, we are going to add some CSS style above. Style it. Come up. I'm going to add the CSS here. I'll be style. Inside the style, we are going to take the class. That is large checkbox. Into the large dash checkbox, we want to transform the scale. That will be transform then the scale. So will be, you can put it as 1.5 depending on your preference. So before you save all, make sure this your large checkbox inside the class code. Inside this class code here. Now let's save all. Save all. Below the page, you can see our switcher now is bigger. Looks more nice. So now the next thing we want to do now, in your VS Code, we're going to be adding another class here, which is status toggle. We'll add another class here. Will be status toggle. Another type we want to add is data. That'll be outside the text. That'll be outside the type. That'll be data. Data dash comments ID. The data dash comment dash ID be equals to, we're actually going to write some conditions here. This data dash comment dash id. We'll actually be using the comment in our JavaScript. Now into your double quotes, we're going to take item. So now what we want to do is we want to get the ID of the comments table. We want to get this ID here. We want to get the ID of the comments table in the database. So to get the ID, we've gotten all the details from the comments table using this variable. Then we pass it as item. We can use this item to get the ID. So we'll use the item to get the ID. That'll be item ID. So after this, we'll take another double curly braces. I want to get the status field. That'll be item status. Then if the item gets the status, it should give, we are going to be using the class checked. Or if it doesn't get the status, it should be empty. As item get all the status, we use the class checked. Else as if there's no status, it will be empty. That's all we need to do. So now we are going to be using JavaScript to work on it. So if we go down before our end section, type in your script, type JavaScript. Close the script here. So I'll pause the video now and quickly write the script, and when I'm done, I'll explain it. Okay, so now I'm done with our JavaScript code. So what we did there is actually a simple JavaScript code. We called the document here, the document ready function. So inside the document, first of all, we need to have access to it. So using our $sign here, then we called our class this status toggle here. This is it here. So to call a class in JavaScript, you need the dot, but to call an ID, you will need hash. So we called the class here. So we actually need the dot to have access to this class. So now we're going to be calling another function, which is this dot on function. We'll be calling it with change event. Event will be changed. So we'll call our function again. So this means that when you select, it will be added to the change. That means when the switcher has been selected, added to it. So now we need to get a variable. Get a variable in JavaScript. We get it using the verb. So we name this variable commented ID, and we name this variable checked. So we use this variable here to get access to this data. So we've passed this in our input field already. Also, we called this variable also is named in checked. We name it is checked. So we're going to be using a different function. We're going to be using the class check. So to be checking if the switcher has been toggled or not. So now we are going to be making our request update here. So now that will be in our Ajax $.Ajax. Then we'll create our URL, which will be our route name. So we named it update.comment.state, and our method will definitely be post. So in our data array, to actually get our results, we are going to call to get our comment ID and is checked. To get our comment ID and is checked, we'll get it using this comment_id and check on that. So our check will be 1. If not, it's either if it's 1, if not it's 0. That means approved or not. So we'll be using our token, our CSRF token. You know, if we are using our form, also need to use our CSRF. Now we are doing this in our JavaScript. We'll be using our CSRF token. That means we'll need to pass it in our admin dashboard. After this, we are going to pass our success. That is the toaster message. And also we can pass our error. So that is all. So now let's pass our CSRF token inside our admin dashboard. So we'll go to our admin dashboard. That'll be admin dashboard. We are going to be passing our CSRF token in our meta here. That'll be meta. And the name will be CSRF. Okay. And after the CSRF token, you get your content. Your content will be your curly braces. That'll be your CSRF underscore token. And your brackets. So this is all we need to do. Now this is all we need to do here. So now in our all comment blade, now what we want to do is we want to create this route in our web.php. So I'll be doing this in our next video. In the next video, I'll be creating the routes in our web.php. Be able to work on how we are going to approve a comment or leave the comment as not approved. See you in the next video.